Being a leader is easy, right? Just tell people what to do and then relax while they do all of the work. Sure, if you're a bad manager, but real leadership, it costs you daily. Let's talk about the price that most people never see about leadership. Being good leaders, one of our main responsibilities is to make sure that everybody else around us shines and achieves their own personal objectives. So that means that we're responsible for people's lives, stress, and their careers as well. And we carry this pressure, our own and from other people's, silently. We don't have the luxury that we have emotional outbursts or just public bad days. We need to carry those silently. We need to make sure that we have self-regulation, and this becomes pretty much a requirement, not a choice. Being a good leader also means that we're going to be lonely, and we're going to be lonely most of the time, because when we have conversations with our subordinates and our direct reports, those conversations are going to become guarded. People are going to treat us differently because we are in the position of authority. Yes, we will have trust, we'll have safety with our teams, and our teams will be open to us if we're good leaders, but they're not going to be completely open to us because there's always going to be some sort of reverence referral that we are leaders, we are above them, and we carry the whole power of making their lives miserable. That's pretty much just a fact. And we'll always be holding confidential, heavy truths. So either some layoffs, financial risks, tough calls, important personal conversations with each and every single one of our direct reports that we cannot divulge because we're making sure that we keep the confidence of each and every single one of our individual team members. Carrying this will eventually lead to withdrawal and also mental fatigue, and we always need to be prepared for this. This is why we have to work on ourselves, on our personal development, making sure that we have therapy, coaches, mentors who can help us carry that burden with ourselves. There's a reason why 50% of CEOs and 97% of senior tech leaders report feeling isolated. It's part of the job of being a good leader. And good leadership pretty much just creates distance. You're no longer just one of the team. Even for a person that was promoted within the team, that ship has sailed. People are going to act differently towards you, whether you like it or not. We're always going to have a target on our backs. Every single one of our decisions is going to be put under scrutiny. People are going to be questioning our motives. Even though we may have the best of intentions for everybody at heart, people are still going to be questioning whether we made that decision just to benefit ourselves and not the team as a whole. And being good leaders, we're always going to be looking over the horizon. We're always going to have long-term thinking, long-term goals in mind. And as a result, most of the time, there's going to be short-term consequences, short-term problems that is going to lead to us being unpopular and people even hating us because we made unpopular decisions just to benefit everybody in the long term. We would love to be liked by every single one of our team members, but that's pretty much just not possible. Because if we have the best intentions of everybody at heart, some people will not like us. In the majority of teams that I've led, I always had 10 to 15% of people that just didn't like me. Having a target on my back at all times actually requires a deep clarity and conviction of what I'm doing, that what I'm doing is right, and that I have the best interests of everybody else around me, even though they may not see it. And that becomes one of the hardest burdens to actually carry as a leader. Being a good leader is not a 9-to-5 job. You can't just show up to work, become a leader, and then clock out and finish being one. No, it's most of the time it's a 24/7. And it's a mental occupation. When your brain starts thinking as a leader, as a good leader, you're always going to be questioning whether you've done the right thing, what can you do better, how can you make a person shine in their role. And that can actually lead to severe burnout or even family issues. So one of the most important things being good leaders is how to have that work-life balance, how to make sure that being a leader doesn't erode yourself, your internal self. 56% of leaders experience burnout in 2024. I've experienced burnout twice in my career. And that shit sucks because as leaders, our main asset is our brain. And when you're burnt out, your brain stops working pretty much. As leaders, we need to be cognizant of this a lot. If you've been listening to me this far, you may be asking yourself, why do I even want to become a leader? It sounds like it sucks big time. I can tell you that leadership for me is deeply fulfilling and transformative. I deeply enjoy when I see people around me succeed, that I can see them, they're progressing through their careers, through their personal lives, and they're improving themselves daily, weekly, and monthly. That's one of the best gifts that I can get as a leader, seeing everybody else around me to succeed. And that just fills me with so much energy, so much pride, that every single one of the other leadership costs that I bear just makes it worth it so much that it's not even possible to quantify how much more is it worth it. So for me, the cost is worth it. Being a good leader carries a heavy burden, but we need to acknowledge it. And a lot of leaders just don't want to do this. They want this to be hidden because they don't want other people to see that, yes, there is a cost to leadership. We also need to acknowledge that from time to time, it's okay for us to not want to be leaders anymore, that we want to take a break just to do something else, to let other people tell us what we need to do. I did this a couple of times. I was a plant production director, and then I was burned out and I needed a change. So I became a junior IT consultant. And I had other people tell me what to do, and that's completely fine. Leadership comes in all sizes. It can be formal or informal. And the best ways for us as leaders to not burn out is actually to practice informal leadership, which you can actually check out here in this video.